This cradle, big funky thing connected. I know all data, the Ford dealers said what everybody says you got to do. I did have to take the steering rack all the way loose. I did damage a fuel line. I believe this is a fuel return line. Not a big deal. I already got it from Ford. Took me 2 days. Other than that, everything has went smooth. This is a 6R80. Like I said, 15. This is a Ford Transit. Let me see. Oh, right here. This is Richmond bumper. I haven't seen any videos on any info. Did have to take the exhaust loose. There's a pain in the ass. Just now getting it tight actually. Converter bolts. There is an access hole once you get the starter out. There's a little plug on top of the starter. Converter bolts. I didn't rotate the motor. I just used a pry bar and pushed the motor. You want the motor to spin clockwise always. You see we did have to slide the transmission over the steering rack, so it did get scratched up a little bit. It's kind of, and it was definitely a tough swap, but it is possible. I know this cradle, I don't have a lift that'll take this thing off the ground and high enough to where my table can bring this cradle down. This is quite a pain in the ass. There is another cross member in this drive shaft. We just took it loose right there and left it hanging. This transmission is going to need reprogrammed. I do have a box, J-box, and a Ford. You have to have a what's it called? License from Ford, I guess, to use the new software. It's like $800 a year. It's kind of expensive, but TranStar, WIT, they have boxes you can buy or borrow, rent, whatever. But it is possible. There's this extension housing. I actually had to take the sway bar loose, take the steering rack loose. I did have to remove this O2 sensor and that O2 sensor up there. I did fuck up that O2 sensor, to be honest with you. I have to replace that too. Excuse me. But everything is okay for the most part. That pan does look bad, I know, but it'll be okay. There is a sensor up here. I removed it just in case. I didn't know what that thing does, but I just unplugged it just in case it was going to get hurt. It doesn't seem like it gets touched, to be honest with you. I thought there was a converter access, but it's not. It is, like I said, above the starter. But okay, any questions? I'll do my best to help you out. I did take the tie rods loose. Had to take the whole rack loose. Had to go up to the floorboard and take the steering rack loose from up top. And the steering rack moved around. There's also a washer underneath this that'll let the rack come down a 1/4 inch. That definitely helped. There is some bolts up top that you'll run